Hey guys, welcome back to a new Opal YouTube video. In today's video, we're going to be unboxing a Baltic Aquascaphe GMT. This is actually a friend's watch and I asked to borrow it because both that I find this packaging is very cool and also he just recently found out I have a YouTube channel and he's like, hey, why don't you review my watch? And I'm like, yeah, why not? So this is the inner leathery box, pretty standard and very nicely executed. The outer box is actually pretty cool. So you've got this bottom section with a recess. I'm not sure if it shows on camera. Let me pull it out first. You've got this recess at the bottom that fits this booklet, which is both the guarantee and the operational manual. It has this map of, I guess, somewhere in Europe. I tried to do a little bit of digging, not too much, and I couldn't find out where it is. It looks like somewhere in Europe, so that's my guess. With Baltic on the front, you've got the history of Baltic, the operational side of things. I really like that they actually use the exact configuration of the watch in these manuals. You know, with Tudors and Rolexes, they just put one Datejust and ask you to figure the rest of the things out. GMT functions, time zones, how to use the back, or does it tell you how to use the back? I'm not sure. And then the owner's information at the back. He actually purchased this watch online a couple years back. I believe it's now sold out on the website. And it's pretty cool that they dated all his information at the back of the booklet. Now here's the actual watch itself. This is the Baltic Aquascaphe GMT, 39 millimeters across, 13 millimeters thick if you include the sapphire domed crystal. Otherwise, I believe it's 11.2 or 11.5 thick, and 20 millimeter beads of rice bracelet. The clasp is actually very, very firm, if that's the right way to describe it. You've got this hook over here that clamps into this steel bar in the back, and the action is very robust to the point where sometimes I feel like I'm not able to open it without using most of my strength actually. Like if I have it on the wrist, clamp it down. Now I want to open it, I gotta really pull on it. Definitely not a minus, just something that is cool to see that they really engineered this thing to not come apart when you don't want it to. Now, one thing that I really love about this watch is the bezel action. If you guys have watched this channel, you'll know I'm a huge critique of bezels. I really dislike the bezel on the Omega Seamaster 300s. I think it's very hollow, the sound, the whole feel. I've also tried the bezel on the Tudor FXD Pelagos. Because it's a titanium watch, the action doesn't feel that great. I would rank it at about a 2 out of 5 and the Seamaster at a 0 out of 5. I've also had the pleasure to try a Rolex GMT Master 2, the Batman or Batgirl's bezel, in the boutique here in Vancouver as an exhibition only watch, and surprisingly the bezel action there doesn't feel that great. I'd give it like a 4 out of 5. However, with this Baltic, I'm not trying to play into the cliche of saying micro brands are better than your established brands. They definitely are not, especially if this is a $1,000 watch. But the bezel action here, just listen to this. For a bi-directional 24-click bezel, this is amazing. The bezel action feels so regulated and tight, and every click feels like it's falling into position perfectly. I don't know, if you guys ever have a chance to experience these Baltic bezels, I'm not sure if it's just all the Baltic diver bezels or functional bezels, or if it's just the Aquascaphe GMT, but definitely give this a try. It's amazing. One more thing I want to show is the winding action to this watch. You can listen to it. Very smooth. Click it down and then wind the crown back in, and I'll show you the case back of this watch. It's a GMT case back, although I'm not very sure how you would go about using this because you don't have a hand in the back of the case. Beads of rice bracelet. The micro adjustment is very plentiful. You'll probably definitely be able to find a perfect fit for you. Although it doesn't come with a micro extension, which for a $1,000 GMT watch, you probably wouldn't expect that anyways. date at the 6 o'clock position. You've got the GMT hand in that matching dark teal color as the Aquascaphe on the dowel, and also matching with the northern side of the bezel. Again, I really love this bezel. I could probably sit here and fidget with it all day. I remember my buddy really wanted to get a functional bezel watch. He was just new to the hobby at that time. He had picked up a Presage, he was eyeing a couple tutors, but he decided this was a watch that told a decent bit of history and was very unique looking. A little bit of vintage inspiration, but also decently modern enough with the sapphire capped bezel and also the overall design. One extra detail I want to share is the hand stacking on this watch. I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera, but the stacking of the hands is actually pretty close to each other on this Baltic. I've heard something about how back in the day with the older watches, the stacking of the hands was actually paid pretty close attention to, where they try to stack it as close to each other as possible as a show of fine craftsmanship. But in present day, a lot of these mass-produced watches have pretty tall hand stacks. For example, my Black Bay 58's hand stacks is quite far apart from each other. But on this Baltic, they're actually very close. I don't know if it's the domed crystal that's reflecting off that's giving a bit of a illusion effect, but they definitely don't look too far apart from each other. I don't know, that's just something that I picked out. Also, very strong lume on this Aquascaphe. Almost every single indice and number is lit up in green. I could complain about it not being blue, but maybe that would be asking too much of the micro brand. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.